Did you get nicked a little bit
I
out there
didn't
today?
nicked
Like,
like scraped or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it was just a little O line traffic getting stepped on a couple plays in a row, just on the same spot. All good.
So
Nothing. Yeah, just a
training
little,
camp.
just the initial curse, get it out, and then we're all good from there.
Is there anyone on the team, going back to last year, obviously, that you really look forward to going against when you were matched up in one-on-ones, that you sort of looked across and said, okay, I like going against this guy?
Yeah, I mean our whole defensive line. I think I mean you've seen how they built the roster up on that in that position from top to bottom. We have a couple rush ends nowadays with D, Nick, Ronnie, Eric when he's out there, Solomon when he's out there. All those guys that can give, are pushing me and Joe and Sean to be our best. And it's every time you go up against them, there's no lulls anymore. You know, as soon as you step across the field, it doesn't matter what numbers across from you, they're going to give you the best they got, and it's going to be something special. So it's the collective unit of those guys. Each one brings something a little bit different. D's got that elite speed. Nick's great with his hands and his hips. Eric's strong. Solomon's strong off the ball. So it's cool that you get a little bit of a different balance of all those guys. But nobody in particular, but it's a gauntlet out there these days. So which is good for the 49ers.
We keep hearing about Nick's hips. Can you be more specific in what it is, defensive end?
I think he's got a great football pedigree, and he's very polished for a kid that's 21 years old as a pass rusher. So he's got those skills that he's a technician more than he looks like this big powerful guy, but he's smart enough to be able to use his hands and then get down and bend around the corner and all that stuff. And he put that a little bit on display today, which was pretty cool to see.
As a rookie tackle, was that the toughest matchup to face last year? A guy who was very technical like that, or did you struggle most against speed or power? What was?
I think most of it last year was just mental. I don't think I had tallies of who was better or what I was better at. I think it was just a matter of names that kind of freaked me out more last year, like knowing that which guy, whether it was Khalil Mack, or Von Miller, or Aaron Donald, whatever the hell it was. I wasn't really worried about what those guys did as much as who they were, and I think that's where the growing curve is now, is that you can start studying football as it is again and knowing what guys are going to do because you have that confidence in yourself moving forward.
Was there a point this offseason where that settled down in your head, where you were able to reflect on the season and be like, okay, this year I'll be able to be a bit calmer in those situations?
Yeah, I think it's just trial by fire a little bit. I think towards the end of the year last year, obviously I had ups and downs, but it was a matter of, all right, I played those guys. They didn't crush me. They didn't hurt me. They didn't kill. They didn't rush up the stat board. So it was one of those things where I know I can do it, and it's a matter of not just getting the job done now. It's a matter of being the best that I can be, and hopefully eventually that's going to be the best in this league. So it's a matter of just not just getting the job done, but getting the job done and looking like I know what I'm doing.
What's it mean to you knowing that Joe signed that contract is going to be here for a few more years?
It's huge. It's huge for not just myself, but the entire organization. He's the heart and soul of our football team, and he has been, since I was probably in sixth grade. So it's awesome for us. It's awesome for me personally. One, he's a great mentor and a guy to learn from, and he's been around the block a lot in this game. But he's one of my closest friends as well. So it's good to see somebody like him get rewarded for what he's done here, and it's just a special thing for our football team to have 74 locked down for a couple more years.
Solid talked about his plan for the defensive line this champ is to kind of really mix it up and put guys in positions maybe they haven't played before, and that's going to be a big advantage for the defensive line itself. But how about for the O line? Like how different?
It just keeps you guessing. Yeah, it keeps you guessing because I think the more and more that you play against somebody, the advantage goes a little bit more to the offense. Mm-hmm. Defense is obviously a lot of athletic ability, get off, speed, technique. But once you get the feel for the offensive line, the more you fall into it, the better you're going to get. And I think that them being able to rotate and having different positions, and being as versatile as almost every guy on our line is, it's going to be huge for us. It's going to keep offensive lines across the league guessing, especially when you don't have 4 straight weeks of playing against them in training camp and you only have 1 week to prepare. So it'll be a good thing for us. And I think the versatility is one of the key things in this league. And the more that you can do, the better you're going to be. And that's true for a team-wide thing as well.
Mike, what was Kyle's the theme of Kyle's message for like a meeting when you guys first met all together?
So he made it very clear that he was trying to see muster up something to say to us about, this is what we expect. But everybody in this building, the thing that he hammered home is that everybody knows what's expected around here now. It's their third year, my second year under them. Every player, for the most part, except for with the exception of the rookies, knows how to get the job done in this league, and that's all the message is. It's go out and do it now, and that it's that's all we can do. There's no more talking. There's no more preparing. There's no more learning curve. It's time for us to be successful and to put wins on the board, and that's what we're going to try and do.
Was there lessons you were able to take away from last year that you think can help contribute to making that happen, to reaching that standard?
As a team?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I mean, if you look back on the games from last year, I think there was like 6 or 7 or 8 of them decided by less than a touchdown. And, that means we're right there. It means that we needed more pieces in the place, a little bit better of a mindset to finish games, a couple pieces here and there that are added to the roster now that are just going to help us get over that hump. We were close. I know 4-12 doesn't sound close, and it feels really, really bad when you're in it. But there was a lot of takeaways from last year in the way that we prepare, how and what not to do also, and where to get better, and what those holes were that caused us to not get over that hump. And I think moving forward, 1, we have more talent, and 2, we're more prepared.
You mentioned D Ford's speed, but just in practice, what have your early impressions been so far?
For the first day, yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, he's still that fast. He hasn't lost he hasn't lost any of that in the 5 weeks that I haven't seen him. So, if anything, he's just that much faster. So, first day, fresh legs. His get off is unreal. It's as good as anybody in the league, and it's going to be huge for us. And Salah pointed it out, I think, at the Carmel, golden getaway about how much that causes for spacing of the other guys like DeForest and Eric and Solomon to get even loose. So it's going to be special to watch for us. But yeah, it provides a challenge because, like I said earlier, our D line and the ends and the rushers that we have, there's everything across the board, and it's power, it's speed, it's mix of both. It's the technicians like Nick, and it's going to be really, really cool for us, and especially the 2 tackles of Joe and I to see something different every rep.
Are you consciously thinking about communication and maybe the challenges it brings when you have guys rotating in next to you at right guard?
No, I don't think so. I think the guys that we have rotating in at right guard are one, they're great pros, and they know how to prepare, and they know how to, and it's seamless. So there's an expectation and a standard in our room, in the O-line room, that no matter who's in the game, no matter who's in practice, it's got to be uniform, and that's the only way offensive lines work. And there'll be no problems going there. Obviously, we have a little bit of a depth issue right now with Weston being out, so we got to rotate guys in. We got to get feel for, like last year, I think it was the first game that we wound up having me play guard. So, you have to be prepared for anything, and a lot of different rotations and a lot of different lineups to be in there. So the more that you can do, the better it's going to be. And Mike and Josh and Ben have done a great job stepping in there.
When we talk about D and the spacing benefits that it gives DeForest and the others, is that because the tackle has to?
You got to be on him, because if you're slow and you stay tight, D's going to just run right by us. So if you're not in front of D, that's it. That's his strength, is getting by people and spooking them to the point where you have to be in a little bit of a panic to get back.
Are you actually lining up further?
No,
or
you can't.
sort of
You
leaning?
can't,
Yeah.
because that's an offsides penalty. But no, the timing's got to be great with the snap count. Your first step's got to be great, and you got to make sure that you're in front of him, because he can fly so far upfield that it brings the separation up, and it's going to be great for line games and on third down when they're running TEs or ETs or whatever they do, and it's just gonna create problems and more one-on-one matchups inside.